Welcome back, everyone, to episode 25 of MONSPIRACY, the lost prototype and the first 4. So, as Draggy was desperately hoping, it is once again time to talk about Dorugoramon and the secrets of Daydream Evolution. So, because I don't feel like making slideshows anymore, you guys get to literally read through the script with us.
Awesome.
So, I'm just going to very quickly hop over to here and pull up Funbeamon, who, if you didn't know, I got Forest Guardians yesterday, and I already have Tiger Vespamon, and 4 Cannon Beamons, and 3 Waspmon. All of which are entirely necessary. We're still coming up with a proper name for Tiger Vespamon, though. She's partner status. So, the reason we bring up Funbeamon is because if you look right here, Funbeamon has this little triangle. And if we go over to its natural evolution, Waspmon, you can see that it also has the little triangle. Hold on. There we go. And then if we evolve it, head over to its evolution, Cannon Beamon, you can see that it has the little triangle. And then we head over to Tiger Vespamon, and it has the little triangle. So, I believe that we have something very interesting going on here. The presence of these 3 dots on the brow of each form of Funbeamon's evolution, combined with the fact that Funbeamon itself, along with its line, debuted on the Pendulum X 3.0 as the leading natural carrier line, has some very interesting implications. Because it's the only lead in the Pendulum X series of docks that was not a prototype, despite being the completion of the prototype type triangle. It has 3 dots on the brow where interface would be. So was it originally a prototype Digimon that was canned? I say the opposite. I think this was the prototype that tested the early stages of the Digicore interface. Now, just to review what we know about prototype Digimon. The Doru series, Digital or Unknown Monster. Dorumon and all of its evolutions. The goal of this series was further evolution. Its Digicore is loaded with dragon data. It has the first recorded Daydream evolution in the form of Dorugoramon. It has a branching path of Death X evolution. It also has a break-off path of Raptortramon to Grademon to Alphamon. Alphamon also being an alternative Mega for Doruguremon. And based on Seeker's associated capture data, also served as a system to test cyborg and android evolution, such as modifications. The Ryu series had the goal of strengthened combat potential on both a physical and tactical level. Despite being a beast type, its Digicore is loaded with dragon data and with the data of military generals from Japanese history and mythology. It does not have a specific branch or break path, but becomes the Oryuken blade of Alphamon Oryuken, and Seeker's associated capture data suggests a connection to the D Brigade, whose militarization may have been rooted in the Ryu series' tactical capabilities. The Luga series currently has its goal unknown, but the series is known for its magical capabilities, which have been described in a very Witchelny-esque manner. For example, Solugarmon has its flames sealed with a special kind of program data, and by rewriting that programming, it can release those flames. Very reminiscent of the way Witchelny's magic is described. Its Digicore is loaded with Demon Beast data, specifically relating to the wargs of Norse mythology. Has a known branch path going to the perfect level with Soul Lugar and Hell Lugar, but whether both lead to Fenrir Luga or one leads to an alternative Mega is not yet known. Don't know why that says Ultimate. Don't like Ultimate. Ultimate is confusing. There we go. Associated capture data may just be reflective of the newfound wall slum ecosystem, but the presence of the Benmon species family is of significant note. Now, let me just check on chat real quick, because I had to tab away from it. Yeah, Digicore interface. Not quite, Patty. We've got something a bit more interesting. Larry, you are 100%. You already know exactly where we're going with this.
Well, where are we going with this?
The B series. The B line centers around the Royal Base, which demonstrates a large-scale, multi-Digimon operations. Each stage of the series serves a different role for the Hive. In addition, each stage beyond Fun Bmon is a cyborg type. My proposed goal for what the B series purpose could have been was artificial specialization. The Digicore seems to be loaded with data relating to various members of the Hymenoptera, such as bees, wasps, and other insects. A possible branch or break path includes Dinovemon via the introduction of dragon data, as well as Flybemon and its various subspecies. Wait, but all of those are... Yep, you all should have seen this coming, all things considered. It's ancient time. So, prototypes and ancient species. If we consider the B series to be the fourth prototype series, the group lines up fairly well with the four most prominent ancient species families we're familiar with. Vmon and Doru both are dragons with a particularly high number of possible Evo branches. Armadimon and the Ryu series are both beast or mammals that become dragon dinos with an association with heavenly entities and martial prowess. Wormmon and the B series are both insectoid lines with a connection to Hymenopterids, but both in the obvious Dinobemon and in Stingmon being the wasp-based Digimon. Hawkmon and Lugamon, in addition to the presence of bird-like wings on Lugarmon, Hawkmon also has a multitude of associated evolutions that integrate mythological data, especially the megaform Valkyriemon, which not only is based off the Valkyries of Norse mythology, but even bears the Fenrir sword. What was that rumored? A fusion evolution of Fenrir Lugamon? What was unique about that? I can't remember. Anyway.
Oh. Yeah, I think it had like a big gun or something. I don't know.
Maybe. Anyway, the Flybemon species family consists of Honeybemon, Flybemon, Butterflymon, and Mothmon. Armor evolutions of Vmon, Hawkmon, Gatomon, and Patamon, respectively. Searchmon is not a Flybemon species, it is a specialized role that the main B-series mons do not fulfill. Digimon is also not listed as a Flybemon type. But there is one more integral fact about the Flybemon species family. They all emerged during a Kunemon outbreak. Kunemon
Mhm.
was the first publicly recorded insect Digimon of the child level ever to be discovered, appearing on the version 3. In addition, on the version 5, the Flymon species, a bee-like Digimon assumed to be an evolution of Kunemon, debuted. Flymon has been known to evolve from Funbimon in Chinese data clusters, aka exclusive mobile games. Kunemon was a child level on the version 3, meaning it evolved from Tokomon, which evolved from Poyomon. Poyomon's profile reads, as it has the most primitive structure among the Digimon discovered to date, it has been showered in attention as the missing link, the key to solving the mystery of the origin of Digimon by scholars and enthusiasts studying the roots of Digimon. And so, we have the first 4. Wormmon, an ancient species Digimon, was used as the base to create the B series of prototype Digimon, which had the goal of artificial specialization, leading to the development of the Digicore interface. The Digicore interface is then used in the development of the other prototype series, each using a different ancient species as a base. And to finish this off,
So you did decide that the ancients came first?
yes.
Okay.
And to finish things off, shoot, hold on. Forehead crest.
Mm-hmm.
Forehead crest hidden under headband. Forehead crest. Forehead crest.
Yeah, Imperialdramon fighter mode does look like Alphamon dragging.
Kinda, yeah. They've even got similar pauldrons.
They do.
But yeah, the only thing I'm not sure about is which came first, the ancient or the prototype. Because they both have their merits in that you could argue... You could make the argument of the descendants of ancient species Digimon here being in some way... Because, like, okay, so the 4 free-type partners from O2 are described as descendants of ancient species.
Mm-hmm.
Not ancient species themselves. Thus, it can be argued that the prototypes were the ancient species, and these are their descendants. So Funbimon became, Funbimon drifted enough to become Wormmon. And that's why they each have a forehead crest, the remnant of where the Digicore interface used to be. At the same time, however, it's heavily implied that the prototype Digimon were created not by humans, but by Yggdrasil, for specific purposes. As such, one could argue that they were created from the ancient species Digimon. So I will leave that up to everyone here to figure out which would be more logical, because I'm genuinely uncertain.
There's merits to both is the problem.
Yeah.
I mean, in all honesty...
So, that's actually an interesting thing. Before we can talk about how Tailmon fits into this, first we have to talk about Patamon.
Well, Patamon already has the Tokomon connection.
Patamon has the Poyomon connection, but more importantly, Patamon
is the culprit.
Patamon, right here, it appears to have inherited the genes of ancient Digimon. Patamon is further removed from ancient species than the other four, but is what I would classify as a pseudo-ancient species Digimon. For the same reasons, we could say that Kunemon is also a pseudo-ancient. If you want more in regards to pseudo-ancients, then look no further than the roster of the Pendulum Z. Digimon like Tsunarizamon, Morphomon, Sangomon. It is your name, right? Yeah, Sangomon. Ghostmon. All of these Digimon are known for having appearances. All of these Digimon are known for being primitive within their data structure. I hit the wrong button.
Mm-hmm. Despite emerging later.
Yeah. They are all also known for being able to evolve into ancient species Digimon, or ancient species associated Digimon. As such, it makes sense for... So here's where things get interesting, though. Because now that we've talked about Patamon, we have to talk about Tailmon.
Mm-hmm.
Tailmon debuted on the Pendulum 1.5, but also on the Digital Monster version S, a very hacker-focused game. What's interesting about that, however, is that it evolved from Plotmon. Hold on, I need to check something. I'm 90% sure this is the case, but... Oh wow, it just straight up does not show any of the times it evolved, any of what it evolved from in version S. Thank you, version S, for being so poorly documented.
Odd. So we don't know where it originated on version S.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what I can check, though?
What can you check?
Nope, does not look like Plotmon appeared on the version S, but it is an experimental Digimon that was created by Digimon researchers. The reason Plotmon is able to... The reason that Tailmon is able to utilize armor evolutions is because Plotmon was artificially created by researchers, and researchers are usually, even if they don't know it, working in alignment with Yggdrasil.
So the researchers accidentally created an ancient species?
The researchers were active during... So, Plotmon debuted on the Pendulum Zero. Gatomon debuted on the Pendulum 1.5. The Pendulum was set after the Pendulum has capture data, which was recovered after the discovery of Folder Continent. Folder Continent was spontaneously created by the digital world after the invention of File Island, which means that the ancient period of the digital world took place between the release of the digital monster and the release of the Pendulum.
I see.
Plotmon was created during ancient times.
Ancient times according to the digital world.
According to the digital world. Saturn is both the... Listen, it's like that one line from The Simpsons. Saturn is to this series... To this series, the version of Saturn is like alcohol. The cause of and solution to all the world's problems.
Mm-hmm.
Patamon and Salamon did not eat Wormmon. Wormmon lived.
Thank God.
Yes. But,
Speaking of which, I need to raise, Primeval Warriors again.
Yeah.
It's a good dim.
It is a good dim. It's a solid dim. And yeah. So. I'm still trying to figure out the specifics of how to go about how to go about figuring out the, what's it called? I'm still not sure whether the Ancients came first or the Prototypes. I feel like either could be argued at this point. But I'm genuinely uncertain.
The only reason I would almost say the Ancients came after the Prototypes, solely because the head crest doesn't really make sense unless the Digicore thing was already, like, it's...
Yeah.
The data was already there.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Combined with the fact that they're descendants of ancient species, I think that's a solid point.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what that means? All the prototypes have armor forms.
Da 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 da
da da da da da. We're gonna get copyrighted by Toei.
It's not gonna get us for crappy singing.
Yeah. But, yeah. With that said, we have our absolute shortest MONSPIRACY stream ever.
Crazy.
And my model just crashed.
Cool.
Yeah. I think that's a solid point of where to stop things, because clearly Gesh is tired.
Okay, that makes sense. Can I suggest one thing real fast?
Absolutely.
Alphamon parentheses armor.
Ooh.
I'm just saying, if Magnamon is the golden armor digivolution of Vmon...
Golden Alphamon.
Yeah. I don't know what the other ones would get.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching the show.
Yeah, thanks for coming, everyone. And thank you for sticking with us for our double feature.
Yeah, and see y'all next week.
Yeah, and if you haven't already, be sure to check out our latest dim dissection post over on the Tumblr.
Very fascinating.
Yep. See ya.